Today, we continue with another heavy-duty zombie movie. The latest release from Argentina, Virus 32. The story takes place in 1978 during Argentina's military dictatorship. At this time, Argentina was hosting the World Cup, but the country was in the midst of internal turmoil. This period in Argentine history is known as the Dirty War. It was a time when the military junta, in order to consolidate its power, unleashed on protesters and opposition members an inhumane cleansing operation. This included striking students, workers, and intellectuals. Of course, these people didn't pose a major threat to the military government. The main goal was to get them, to reveal the whereabouts of the armed opposition hiding behind them, and to eliminate them completely. To achieve their goal, the ruthless military government established countless interrogation centers across the country. They would go around arresting people at night and secretly use all kinds of inhumane torture methods to interrogate those they captured. Some were even tortured to death. In one such interrogation center, several student protesters are being held, along with members of an underground organization. An interrogator, Curly, is questioning a man, trying to get him to reveal the whereabouts of other organization members. Curly usually avoids using torture, hoping to make the man talk voluntarily, without physical suffering. But the leader, Mustache, and the others don't have that kind of patience. They enjoy torturing people for fun. Without another word, they bring out the tools. The method is simple and brutal, but also effective. Soon, the man can't take it anymore and reveals his comrade's hiding place. After arriving at the destination, the man, having served his purpose, is killed with a single shot. Then, the group storms the underground organization's hideout, capturing the remaining members inside. One man, two women, and a pregnant woman. The entire capture operation goes smoothly. Cruel torture awaits them. But the interrogators returning to the base have no idea that a nightmare is about to begin. Right now, Mustache and Fatty are engrossed in watching the World Cup. A female student, with her hands tied, is forced to stand by and serve them. As the student is pouring them drinks, the Argentine team scores a goal. While the two are celebrating, the student quietly pockets the keys from the table. She takes the keys back to the cell and discusses with the other two students that they will escape tonight. Later, Mustache and the others begin to interrogate the members of the underground organization. Separately, the gentle Curly is in charge of the pregnant woman. The sadistic Mustache takes the man, and the pervert, Fatty, takes the two women. During the interrogation, Fatty's mouth is full of vulgarities, and his hands violently choke them. Curly's session, however, is much more peaceful. He feels sympathy for the pregnant woman. He not only unties her, but also calls a doctor for her. However, while examining the pregnant woman, the doctor discovers on her arm a strange scar. He also notices that her water is about to break. The baby will most likely be born tonight. Hearing this, Curly wants the doctor to stay and help with the delivery. But the doctor flatly refuses, saying it's not part of his job description. Besides, she's just a prisoner. After saying that, the doctor leaves the room. The man who fell into Mustache's hands has it much worse. Mustache doesn't waste any words and immediately brings out the torture instruments. But even after pulling out the man's teeth and using electric shock therapy, he still gets no information from him. As Mustache continues the electrocution, the lights in the room begin to flicker. Strange noises also come from the speakers. Suddenly, the entire interrogation center loses power. Instantly, a dark and terrifying atmosphere fills the air. Elsewhere, the greedy Baldy is sorting through the items confiscated from the group. Besides valuables like wallets and watches, there's also a very ancient-looking book. The symbol on it is identical to the scar on the pregnant woman's arm. Baldy curiously opens the ancient book. Its contents are horrifying. Meanwhile, a guard is horrified to see that Mustache, who is interrogating the male prisoner, has suddenly become vacant-eyed, as if possessed. Even more terrifying, on the male prisoner's back, vine-like veins suddenly appear. He slowly stands up from the chair, turns around, and stares intently at the guard. His entire face has become monstrous. At this point, the three students have escaped the cell during the blackout. But just as they are about to leave, they run into a guard on patrol. The three quickly hide. Luckily, the guard doesn't spot them and just walks into the room where Fatty was interrogating. But the scene before him scares him out of his wits. To his utter shock, the two female prisoners have also turned into zombie-like monsters. The old pervert's fun is over. Even the guard can't escape death. His legs give out on the spot, and he falls to the ground, becoming food for the zombies. Elsewhere, the pregnant woman is in pain. It looks like she's about to give birth. Curly thoughtfully steps forward to comfort her, but he suddenly falls unconscious. He then notices a stain on the bedsheet. Touching it, he discovers that the pregnant woman is leaking black, filthy blood. At this moment, Baldy walks out of his room. Holding a flashlight, he goes to the room where Mustache was. He finds a large pool of blood on the floor. Strange noises can be heard nearby. Then, the phone suddenly rings. Baldy rushes to answer it. Unexpectedly, there's no sound. From the other end, he suddenly feels a chill down his spine and just wants to get out of there quickly. But as he steps out of the room, a twisted figure crawls past behind him. Terrified, Baldy raises his pistol. The next second, a strange figure walks towards him. He shines his flashlight on it, and its terrifying appearance almost gives him a heart attack. He tries to fire in panic, but finds the gun has no bullets. When he looks forward again, several zombies have surrounded him. At the lead zombie's command, Baldy is instantly overwhelmed by countless zombies. At this moment, the doctor is about to go home.
眼前却凭空出现一个婴儿车拦住去了。
Nearby, several terrifying zombies are watching him menacingly. When he looks again, on the baby carriage, a terrifying pregnant woman in strange clothes appears. The next second, the monster teleports right in front of the doctor, and he is devoured by the zombies. The scene changes. The three students have reached the basement, planning to rescue their other comrades. But when they open the door, they see a horrifying sight. Their friend is being eaten by a zombie. The male student is terrified and immediately slams the cell door shut. But one of the female students curiously goes to check. Unexpectedly, the zombie lunges at the bars, startling her again. When they come to their senses, they realize their other classmate has been dragged into the cell by the zombie. The male student rushes to help, but unfortunately, he's too late. And now they can't save themselves either. Accompanied by terrifying howls, two zombies crawl towards them from the end of the hallway. They have iron chains around their necks. A zombie in a military uniform is leading them like dogs, just as they are about to die. At the critical moment, several gunshots are heard. The zombies fall to the ground. It's Curly, who arrived with the pregnant woman just in time to save them. In this situation, Curly doesn't harm the two. He tells them to quickly take the pregnant woman to the hospital. He also gives the male student a gun for self-defense. But even so, the male student can't forgive them for their evil deeds. But before the three can escape, they are attacked by zombies again. Meanwhile, Curly continues to explore with his gun, trying to figure out what happened. Suddenly, he hears a noise from the bathroom. He pulls back the blood-stained curtain and finds a guard being eaten by a zombie. He decisively shoots the zombie dead and then cautiously moves forward. Soon, he comes to a strange corridor lit with candles. He musters his courage and walks forward, pulling back the curtain at the end. When the scene changes, Curly has been captured. The others haven't escaped either. The male prisoner who turned first finally appears. He opens the ancient book, holding a chalice in one hand and a dagger in the other. The pregnant woman lies before him. The two female prisoners slowly walk towards him. They are surrounded by terrifying zombies, as if about to perform some kind of ritual. When the female prisoners kneel before him, the man steps forward and slits their throats with the dagger, catching the blood in the chalice. He then feeds the blood to a female monster. A moment later, the female monster's belly swells up. The man then comes to Curly, wakes him up, and draws that symbol on his forehead. At that moment, a demonic claw bursts out of the female monster's stomach. The smaller monsters become restless, as if welcoming the arrival of their master. The next second, a demon emerges. It immediately steps forward and snaps the man's neck, then picks up the baby just born to the pregnant woman. During this interval, the male student breaks free, at Curly's request. He also helps untie Curly's chains. Curly goes forward and stabs the demon with the dagger, snatching the baby from its hands. The two quickly flee with the baby. Countless zombies give chase. The male student discovers that these zombies are afraid of fire, but a zombie suddenly appears ahead, blocking their escape route. The male student shoots the zombie dead with one shot, and then urges Curly to go quickly. He decides to stay behind and cover their retreat. Otherwise, no one can get away. Curly reluctantly leaves with the baby. The torch in the male student's hand gradually goes out, as the last bullet in his gun is fired. His life also comes to an end. Under the male student's cover, Curly finally escapes with the baby from this terrible hell. And that is the entire story of Virus 32. Perhaps it's because of the machine translation, but I was a bit confused while watching. However, what is certain is that this group of underground organization members are actually a cult. They deliberately got captured, with the goal of summoning a demon to punish the evil people. The director seems to be using this to satirize that cruel period in Argentina's history. Demons are certainly terrifying, but they are fictional. What's truly terrifying are those with power, who can do whatever they want. Although the plot of this film isn't brilliant, and is even a bit boring, the visuals are explosive enough, and the scale is large enough.
单纯的喜欢刺激的可以看看。
Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.